Hello guys, you're welcome back to Photographics Academy. Alright, so today we are looking at a very interesting topic. We are looking at how to retouch your images by just doing three simple steps on retouching your images from start to finish. Three simple steps. We are going to start from blemish removal, that's frequency separation, and a little bit of color grading, and we are good to go. So this is the image we are going to be using. This is the image you are going to be using. A very beautiful image. I think I love the level of details the picture is giving. The photographer is such an amazing photographer. This is an image shot by Nuephotography, and a very big shout out to this amazing model at jessicagayome. You can follow both of them with these handles that I just called on IG. You can go check them out. Amazing people. All right, so let's get started. I already have a preset that I pre-recorded and saved in my camera roll that I always use to retouch my dark skin tones. So sometimes I don't always know where I want to take the image to. So what I do is I apply presets on it. So let me apply the preset I have for my dark skin and see what it's going to do to this image. So I'm just going to load settings, go to load settings, and here it is, dark skin tone. You can try any other one that you have or that you see in your own, but this is the one I saved here, that skin tone. So I'll press open and it's going to load up. Beautiful. I love what it's doing to the image. I love the fact that it has reduced the reds in her skin and is showing us that she is really a dark model. So one thing I do not like is the exposure level. I think it's making her bright and it makes it look quite not realistic from the background. So I'm just going to drop the exposure down a little like this. Nice. I think I like it. Then make sure it's clipping. Let me be sure I'm not having any clip. Okay, so I'm cool. So maybe probably open up your shadows just a little. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. If you want to do more, if you want to affect your own the more, you are free to go. But this one is the one I'm going to use. Sorry, I forgot. We are dropping this image so that you can practice with it as well as you watch the video. And remember that the action we'll be using in this video, we are going to be giving it out for you for free. And we are going to be recording or probably use the one we already have, but it's going to come to you for free. So go to open. Our image is opened in Photoshop. Let's open it up. Nice. Okay, so beautiful. This is the image. Of course, we'll have some blemishes here that we need to take care of. And to do that, first of all, we'll crop the image so we'll use all these unnecessary headrooms that we are having. So we'll just crop the image like this. Beautiful. Just flip it so that the shoulder becomes equal. Like that. Press enter. Let's see what we have. Nice. I think I love this. So zoom in a little, take care of the blemishes. To do that, let's load up our action panel. Should be right here. Open it up. Nice. Okay, so let's put it inside here. Go to actions. Drag this down a little to get more space to work with. And we're good to go. So let's close up the groups. Now, so let's close up the groups like this. So open the action we're going to be using. And this is the action we're using right here, blemish removal. Of course, you can do this manually, but for the purposes of the video, we're going to be using this action. So we'll play the action and it's going to do this to our image. Then go to open the group, enter the your adjustment layer, black and white, and you can decide to increase the reds. You can decide to decrease just to see the details enough. The blemish is enough for you to take care of them like this, and we're good to go. So zoom in a little. Go to your layer 1. You can decide to use your patch tool, your spot healing brush tool, any tool to remove your blemishes. Now, I need you to understand that some blemishes are going to mess up with your skin. And when you encounter such blemishes, I would advise you leave it and take care of it in your frequency separation so that your textures will be retained as much as you can. So let's go close, like somewhere around here. This one over here might affect our, look at that area. It's leaving patches. Look at it. It's leaving patches. So for this video, we're going to be removing that particular application, and we do that in our frequency separation. So just anyone that is causing issues for your image, you can leave it for your frequency separation to be a better place to stay and take care of it. But every other one, you are free to work on it using your blemish removal action. So I'm going to hasten things up so that I will not bore your time and take your whole time. So I'll just fast forward the video till I'm done with the blemish removal. Then I'll be back. All right, so you're welcome back. We're done with the ones we can remove. So let me uncheck the black and white and let's see what we'll have here. So this is before, this is after, before, after, before, after. So it's just remaining these ones over her forehead that is going to really mess up with the skin texture. Look at the way it's leaving stamps everywhere all over the face, which we do not want. So we're going to leave those ones and take care of them in frequency separation. So having done that, we'll move straight to our frequency separation where we'll do the major skin retouching. So we'll flatten this out. Press OK. So we'll load our frequency separation action like this. So to set your brush where you want it to be, you might need to zoom your image to you might need to reduce your Gaussian blur to the lowest number. Use your color picker to pick any part of the skin and increase the blurriness until all the textures in that area are disappeared. So we are looking at 12. Press OK. So I'm going to be removing this one so I can show you how I loaded that up. So if this is how your frequency separation appears, what you will need to do is that you will need to create a black and white adjustment layer just over everything like this, just like that. The same protocol, the same tactics. No need to do much, just like that. Then for your low frequency separation, duplicate into 2 and uncheck your high frequency. You can of course use your main low frequency. The reason we are duplicating is so that we'll have backup, then zoom in on your image, or you can create a new adjustment, a new empty layer over. Let's create a new empty layer over so that it will give us entirely the manual control we want. The tool we are going to be using to do this is the brush tool. So pick up the brush tool, reduce the flow to like 2, and make sure the point sample is 3 by 3 like this. Then go back to your brush and start painting over your image. Now, the beautiful thing with this, let's do it at 3, so we don't have to do so much. The beautiful thing about this is that it allows you paint skin tones. It allows you can even shape the shape you want, either the nose, the cheek to have into the image, and it will still give you a very beautiful result. So like this place now, we're going to paint like this. We're going to paint over like this. See the way it takes care of that evenness. Just like this. Paint over here like this. Of course, you may not need to use, you would not even need to use the same color on every part of the image. To avoid making it look flat, you need to keep picking. Let's do before and after and see exactly what we've been doing. Like this. Oh, sorry. My bad. So we missed a very important step. Let me delete all of this. Okay, so we are back to this place. We missed a very important step. When you create the black and white adjustment layer, make sure it's not within the group. Make sure it's not within the group. So take it out of the group. Like this. Then the new layer you are creating, I don't think we'll be needing this. The new layer you are creating, make sure that the sample, make sure that you are sampling from the immediate place you want to paint. So let's try it again. Off your high frequency. Let's go again. So pick color here. on paint. So let's open this, see what we have. Okay, so let's look at the before and after once again. So this is before, this is after, before, after. See the way it's evening out that skin tone and making everything stand out amazingly. This upper check before, after, before, after. See the amazing shape it's giving to the image. Of course, this is way too much. We are going to reduce it. Okay, so I think I'm cool with the face. I'll just go over to the nose and do 1 or 2 touches and we are good. I want to just make here a bit brighter so I can give that nose that pointed shape. Yes, like this. So just by painting colors, I'm even able to give the nose a different shape entirely. Just be careful not to do it extremely too much. I think I love this one. Paint out a little right here. Nice. Okay, so smoothing here out like this. Got the forehead over here. Okay, so we'll go back, open up our high frequency. So this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. Let's go back a little. Before, this is after. So we'll come over to the skin and do the same thing. So we'll just keep evening them out like this. So like I said, you do not need to flatten out the whole skin so it doesn't look weird and start looking like a plastic. So still maintain some dimensions that you wish to maintain. Then the ones you wish to remove them, or just do not make the image look weird. Let's do before and after and see what we've done so far. This is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. I think I'm losing too much shadows over here. So I'm going to just paint that back in. Yes. That was too much. Okay. I think I need a little more evenness over here. Alright, so this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. Of course, don't worry, we're going to restore back all the dimensions with our dodging and burning. Now, the next thing we need to do is to take care of these blemishes over here. To do that, go to your high frequency, pick up your clone stamp tool, zoom in on your image, make the clone stamp brush as small as possible, and just start painting over the blemishes like this. Just like this. And zoom out a little to see what you are doing very well. So we'll have a lot to clean up here. So the essence of the clone stamp is to take care of irregular skin tones that are looking weird for our image. Skin textures rather, not skin tones. Skin textures that are looking weird for the image. Yes. So make sure that it's as small as possible. So for the purposes of the video, I'm going to stop right here. But make sure you take your time and clean off all these rough skin textures over here that is going to be affecting your end result. Take your time, see the way I'm taking care of my own. Take your time, make sure you clean them out one after the other and get a perfect result. And get a perfect result for your client, for your own purposes, for your Instagram and Facebook handles and all of that. Make sure you get a perfect result before you export. All right, so we're going to stop there so that we'll do other things we need to do. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to even out the skin tones, to match the whole skin tone together to get an equal skin tone on the image. I noticed that some places are darker, some skin tones have reddishness, some other places have something around magenta-ish. So to get the whole skin tone to start looking like one, so this is before, this is after. Get the whole skin tone to start looking like one, we are going to use what we call gradient mapping. Gradient mapping. So just go to our gradient map over here. Pick any gradient map that you think is going to work for you, but let me show you how I'm going to do mine. I'm going to deselect this, make sure it's unchecked. Select the map, the gradient map thumbnail itself, not the mask. Open it up. Then this is the dark, this is the bright. Sorry, this should be the highlight, this should be the shadows. But because of the way the image is set and lit, so the highlight is going towards the shadows and the shadows are going towards the highlights. Of course, we can still work with this. All we need to do is to fix exactly where we want to pick and apply it. So I'm going to pick up, double click, and I'm going to pick up a bright pixel of the image. The brightness is 73. So just copy it at 73, press OK, come to location and paste 73. Do the same thing for this. Pick a dark tone, maybe here. Copy the brightness as well. Ctrl C, press Ctrl V to paste it. Can do one more. And pick maybe a very dark tone. Copy. Ctrl V. Let's do one more, maybe just one more. You can do as much as you can. Let's do somewhere a bit more darker. Ctrl C, press OK, and paste in the location. Press OK. Now, if you open it up, you are going to notice that the image is looking flat. Now, it's affecting both the brightness and everything, but we just want it to target the color. So we change the blend mode to color and look at that. We change the blend mode to color. Of course, you can go in and remodify your mask if you think it's becoming a bit too weird. I think it's a bit too rough over here. So we'll just reduce this one, make it softer towards the edge like that. Softer here. Nice. You can drag this one down. Okay, so press OK. Let's reduce the opacity. Now we're going to use the brush tool to paint it on just the skin. Of course, you can decide to do your color range, but for the purposes of the video, we are using brush tool. So we'll press Ctrl I to invert the mask. Pick up your brush. Make sure that your white brush is selected, or you can just press D to reselect your brush. Increase your flow back to 100 and let's start painting. Like this. You do not necessarily need to be too careful, or you shall need to be careful anyway to avoid the eyes and some places, the spills and all of that. You can just paint randomly and now remove it from the places you do not want it to be. And just paint randomly like this. Okay, so I noticed it's spilling on a lot of places, which I would not want it to. So I'm going to do a manual selection of the image. I'm going to do an automatic selection of the image rather, and remove and paint it out of my backgrounds. And paint it out of my backgrounds, and we are good to go. So to do that, I'm just going to go down to my background and do select subject. Use any of this. Select subject. So we have our subject selected. Come over to the mask. Ctrl I. Ctrl Shift I, or select inverse. Pick up your brush and just remove it from the background. It's like this. And we are good to go. Ctrl D. So we'll have it just on the skin. I think I'm having it a little bit on our earring over here. So I'm just going to remove it here as well. Just like that. Alright, so the opacity is too much. We reduce it. You can try soft light as well to see if it's giving you something better. I think I prefer the soft light to the color. I prefer the soft light to the color. can actually duplicate, change the second one to color, and now reduce the fill. So we'll have two that we are working with right now. We'll have the soft light, which we are going to drop down as well. Then we'll have the color as well. So you can be as creative as possible. So we're going to be grouping the both of them together. So this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. You can be as creative as possible. I think I'm losing light, so I'm going to add a little curves to it to brighten it up a little more. Now we are back to where we stopped. Okay, so this is before, this is after. Let me match the two color gradings together. So this is before the color grading. See how flat it's looking. This is after. It's giving it some dimensions. And now let's do our dodging and burning. To do that, to do our dodging and burning, we're going to be using our automatic action called auto dodge and burn. All you need to do is just to play it. And of course, it's coming to you for free as well in this particular video. So all you need to do is just to play it and paint it over your image. But to reduce the work for you, we already have a painting of the skin. We already have a painting of the skin over here. So what we just do is to copy this mask and place it over this one like that. And we are good to go. So let's just close this up. Go back to the mask. Okay, so if there are areas you think it has not painted well, you can now manually paint them. And I think this is too much. This is obviously too much. So we'll drop down the opacity as much as possible. So you can drop it down. I think I'm having too much of the bond. So you can enter the group and manually reduce the feel of the bond just like that. I like my highlights. So this is before, this is after. This is before, this is after. One more thing we want to do is I want to add a global color grading to the whole image to make it come together. And to do that, you can use a whole lot of stuff. You can even use your solid color. You can use your curves. You can use your color balance. But what I want to use is my gradient map. So I'm going to load up my legacy gradient. If you can't find your legacy gradient like I can't do right now, don't worry. This is how to find it. Go to Windows, load up your gradients, then come over to this place, click on legacy gradients. Now we'll have our legacy gradients down here like this. So you can go and pick photographic toning and pick any warm tone of your choice. I think I like this one. Change the blend mode to soft light. Change the blend mode to soft light. Sorry, we should do that on this. Yeah, here. Change the blend mode to soft lights. Okay, so select your gradient map. Pick any of the colors. Legacy gradients, photographic toning. Select something warm. I think I like it here. Press OK. Change the blend mode to soft light. And we are having, look at that golden skin tone. This is too much. Okay, so this is before. This is after. I think it's a bit still, with too much like that. And this is how you can retouch your image from start to finish. So this was the image when we entered Photoshop. This is after the retouching, before, after, before, after. Look at that amazing changes. I think my frequency separation is too much. So I'm going to go down and go and reduce the opacity. Like that. Still a bit too much. You can as well use your mask if you feel there are areas you need to bring back. So I'm going to apply a little mask on it. Reduce the flow to somewhere around 7 and bring back some areas, just some areas, so that we can have our dimensions properly intact. Like this, just a little. You don't need to do too much. All right, so just a little on the cheek area, like that, maybe on the lips, and we are good to go. So this is before, this is after. So this is the overall before and after. Before the whole stuff, after the retouching, before, after, before, after. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please do not forget to ring the bell so you can get notified every single time we drop a new video. See you on our next videos. Thank you.